Hey, welcome everybody to this week's magnificent, very prestigious, excellent community call. I am Sudo. I am your host for the evening. I decided that I'm going to be introducing myself every time because I never do that. So I'm starting with that so I don't forget. And of course, I have one amazing guest and a less amazing co-host with me today. Let's start with a less amazing co-host. I have with me Hux today for whatever reason. How's it going, Hux? Long time no see.
Hey Sudo, it's nice to be back, especially after such a startling intro for me. Looking forward for this one and wrapping up the first season of the Squad League.
You know I love you. You know I'm just pulling your
I
leg.
know, I know.
We're really glad
teasing
to
me.
finally have you back. I was actually a little upset with you. I didn't tell you, but I was a little upset that you never joined these calls. People were also asking, "Where's Hux?" Every single day. People
Maybe
were
if you would, speak nicer of me, I would join more often. Who knows? Then
true.
worth a
Okay,
try, no?
from now on, no bad words about Hux on these calls, guys. Okay, I'm committing to that. Only nice things to say about Hux. But actually, let's move on to our guest today, who is going to be Oleksandr from RawBox, from the RawBox squad. If you've been around for some time in the Nym community, then you may have already seen Oleksandr pop up in various events and also during Nym Shipyard last year. How is it going, Oleksandr?
Hi. Hi, everyone. Yeah, indeed, Oleksandr is my pseudo. My name is Oleksandr. I'm from Ukraine, and I'm part of RawBox. Today is a good day for live demo, and I hope everyone will be interested in this, how surveillance works, and let's see this today.
Exactly, that demo. I can't wait to see that demo. I just heard about it. I haven't seen it yet, but it is shaping up to be very interesting. So we're going to be moving over to that very soon. But before that, I want to explain why we brought on Oleksandr and RawBox today. Actually, by the way, guys, as you know, Yana from our team is also part of RawBox. I wanted to bring her on today to reduce the Sausage Fest vibes on these community calls, but unfortunately she's sick. So hi, Yana, if you're watching this, much love, and hopefully you're going to be feeling better. And you guys, the rest of the audience, here goes the Sausage Fest for all of you. Hopefully you enjoy it. Now, yeah, so the reasons I wanted to do this for two things. Reason number one is that I wanted to showcase one of our many excellent squads, which RawBox is. So just in action, what kind of contributions we're seeing from RawBox, and also the contribution itself, because we're wrapping up the first season of NSL, the Nym Squad League, which is about contributions, and this was one of the many, but still one of the more creative ways of showcasing something that is otherwise very difficult to show people because it's not a tangible problem, which is surveillance. How does actual network level surveillance work? So that's why we have Oleksandr on. Now, obviously, as usual, you guys can ask your questions. We're keeping a close eye on the chat here on YouTube and Twitch. And if you want to ask your questions while preserving your anonymity, then you can do so on the Nym Matrix server. Now, with all of that said, let's get into a bit of an introduction. So, Oleksandr, can you please first introduce yourself? What should we know about you? What brings you here to the Nym community?
Yeah. So my name is Oleksandr, as I told. And I know Nym maybe more than a year. In general, I started my career from network engineering, and I did things like configuring routers, Cisco, and Nortel networks at that time. Also as voice over IP technologies. It was the only beginning of such technologies in 2006 or 5. VPN network, so it's my early background. Then I dive deeper to the network infrastructure, server infrastructure, data storages, and such things. And then I came more to management, and now I'm responsible for internal software projects in my company, infrastructure projects like hardware, and technical support. So I'm responsible for general IT stuff in big general business company. I came to Nym via Bitcoin community. It's called I follow it's RGB protocol. It's LNPBP, and I was looked that they are relatively close to Nym community in Switzerland. So I started to follow what Nym is and why it may be interesting to Bitcoin community. And then last year it was the first meetup in Kyiv, first Nym meetup in Kyiv. I visited it. I was interested in how networks work, how mixed network works, how they differ from general purpose networks, from general cryptography. So it was my first communication with Nym. And after this, Shipyard begins, and Vladimir invited me to the squad. So I was happy to join, and this is my story.
Perfect.
And
perfect
I will
summary.
add that I have to screen, so I may look to different pictures. So don't worry, I'm easy.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that you have two cameras, because that's why you're looking to the left, right? When you're okay, cool. Or two
I don't have a cat, but
So thanks for the cool summary. What I wanted to ask from you is, could you just continue the story basically from Shipyard? Like, how did the idea of RawBox come out, and like sort of what have you achieved in the past year? Because you've been on with the squad after the end of Shipyard 1. So maybe if you could just introduce our audience to the idea of RawBox, and what have you been cooking since we last spoke? That would be amazing.
Yeah, the idea of RawBox came from Bitcoin. It's because I really like to build some products that are related to real life, that are not virtual, that are useful, and I like direct economy when I can pay directly and get the service. So I decided why today there are no device that can be paid directly without connecting to some APIs, some remote servers, some Bitcoin nodes. Why not to build Bitcoin node and pay server to the router and just provide people internet anonymously without unveiling their credit cards, without requesting their emails, room numbers, other payment systems agreements. It's possible to create the router, it's a core, and to pay directly for the service. And this was the beginning of the RawBox. Then Vladimir invited me to Nym Squad, and I feel that Nym VPN, Nym mixed nodes is too close to be put on the router, because the general router has general traffic, and to make it more private, it's a good idea to make the router private by default, starting from payment for the service and ending with what's exiting from the router. For instance, if we use router at home, so it matters how we expose our data, our traffic to publicity. Yeah. So it was the beginning of the RawBox squad.
And you had already, so kind of, I remember you showing me like a very hacky version of the first RawBox proof of concept, maybe back in January. So where are you now? What happened since this initial hacky box of cables?
Yeah, we have this hacky box of cables. I can show you. Oh, yeah. Here it is. Yeah, it's with me. Right now, it's a demo that will be used today, now we so RawBox is basically open sense router. It's free and open source, and it's based on FreeBSD. So the main first issue was running mixed nodes and exit gateways at the FreeBSD itself. So we firstly adopted cross-compiled the Nym source codes to the FreeBSD, and it works. We created also a guide for this, and it also works. So we can now put Nym services on a RawBox is main criteria. Next one, we investigated, researched the core architecture of OpenSense, and now we have a clear vision of how to build plugins on it, because the architecture is built in such a way that the core features are fixed, they are untouched, and every other new service like RawBox, like Nymja, like Bitcoin node payment services should be created as a plugin and controlled as a plugin to not impact the core services. So now we have a full vision of how to build these plugins to glue it all together, because we have all our team members have full-time jobs now, me including, so we have don't so many time to write a code. Actually, I'm here mostly like a product manager, so I don't write code actually, and this may be a problem. And we found few people, but I don't like pushing people to make something that they don't want. I don't like to remind people about anything. So now we are searching for such people who knows PHP, Falcon, good DevOps, who have a time and can contribute to open source community, to Nym community. So if these people are online now, we are open to make good things together. And yeah, you are welcome to contact RawBox.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Now, before we move on to the aforementioned demo and the event that you presented it at, I want to ask one of the community questions. Thanks for yet another great question, Rocio. I think this is a good one. Does the RawBox project have a web page or GitHub repository? If so, then please let us know, and we're going to drop it here in chat so anybody watching this video, whether now or in the future, can see the link.
Yeah, their main web link is our Twitter. There you can get GitHub link. It's a basic concept, and the guides how to build Nym nodes, Nym gateways for FreeBSD also present there. So I suggest maybe Yana or Beyond is watching right now and can share this link. It's RawBox Tech in Twitter. I will try to.
Excellent. Salazar, can you please find that link for us and drop it in chat? And with that said, thanks for the info. Let's move on towards that demo. So let's first talk about what the demo is about and what made you think about it. What made it come up in your mind as an idea?
Yeah. First, I was interested in Nym is how actually it works. If the danger really exists for me personally, how hard to monitor traffic and to understand what I'm doing, not directly, but also looking on my traffic patterns. And I didn't think about this a long time, and when colleagues from Nym asked me to join Nym meetups recently, this month. Last month. I started to think how to show people what actually happened when they connect their home internet, their work internet, their hotel internet, and any other internet. So I found that internet doesn't belong to us. It belongs to big providers that can control their hardware, can control their infrastructure, and actually internet doesn't belong to people. And I started to investigate and remind that big companies, like where I'm working, use, and not also such big companies, but any companies use routers, use firewalls, and I remember that how policy works, how traffic can be classified and filtered, and how to. So I was thinking about how to show people not only the traffic, but how machine learning works, how AI helps to classify traffics, and how fast it is. So I started to, you can show the screen right now.
Right. So just a quick summary of that, because it is fantastically interesting. So there's this problem of network level surveillance, right? It's very hard to explain to people. You're also not going to be a fun dinner guest if you start talking about this, but that's not problem number one. So don't do that at dinners, right? But problem number two is that it's very hard to show in practice. So what I really appreciate about this demo is that it shows in a very visual way what traffic looks like with and without the mixnet. So without further ado, let me share the screen, not my screen.
Let's start.
Yeah, there we go. Take it away, sir.
First, I want to start what actually machine learning is and how it helps to survive in surveillance for people. Actually, it's just a Kaggle. Kaggle is like a competition platform for data science. Data science make machine learning. Machine learning leads to artificial intelligence. So on the site, there are competitions that shows how how machine learning, how artificial intelligence helps to understand how to classify human activity based on built-in accelerometer in every phone we have. Yeah. So in practice, what data we have? We have just unclear data that looks like digits and too many digits. It's like raw data, data from their sensors. It's for general people, it's like something hard to understand what can we do with this data. But with this data, we can investigate how people behave. So if they are sitting, if they are walking, if they're standing, if they're running, and this data used for classifying the behavior, to record the behavior, to analyze the behavior, and there are algorithms, there are people who do extremely easy this analysis. It works lively. So in the same way, I want to show just that artificial intelligence can be like ChatGPT, where you're asking a questions, and it can be much simpler and faster when it works not with your request, but works with your traffic, because internet traffic is highly structured, it's highly simple to classify, filter, and so on. So here I want to show you the simple screen, yeah, with the traffic, how traffic can behave. When we want to, now I'm showing you the same concept as works with your smartphones, with your accelerometers, how it classifies the data. In the same way, absolutely live on a very fast speed, up to 1.5 terabits. It can be classified live, and internet providers can see very easy if you are using Telegram, if you are using Facebook, you are using Facebook website or Facebook messengers. If you use, yeah.
Can I interject with a question here, just a clarifying question? So basically, what we see here is what an internet service provider would see, right? If they were looking at my traffic, let's say on my smartphone,
and
then the application. Go.
Yeah. I want to add that this device is demo device is 10 years old, even before AI hype, the science hype. It's too old, and in 2013 or 14, it was able already. So if we get the modern device, I'm sure it can much more and much faster. Yeah.
So then what I would also point out here is that these are not just, so these are the applications and how much data each application was using, right? And how many URLs it accessed. But also, guys, let's not forget that these are what we call applications, are also services. So some of this stuff, you know, Telegram is, of course, a messaging app which you open and send messages and receive messages and whatnot. But there are system services as well, you know, which work in the background and generate traffic at different times while you're doing different things. So that's together with the applications that you're actively using, the ones that are running in the background when different things are happening are also a great way to surveil you from the outside. Sorry, Alexi, go on.
Yeah. So we can just see that in the background or foreground, we understand that every traffic can be classified live. Yeah. So this can be done with one device, and it's example how machine learning surveillance works nowadays. And for me, it was also interesting how Nym helps to how actually maybe easy to understand what I'm doing or what any person doing. It's just, for instance, it's not an advertisement, it's just a company, and this is an example of how company can control too many devices they are selling. So if the company sells many thousands of devices, it helps to protect people, but it has access to their traffic, probably, maybe, or maybe some sort of companies who buy too many devices from such companies or another can control too many devices that has access to the traffic. It can be network providers and of different sizes, from small providers to big providers. It's possible to control too many devices and link together the traffic behavior. This is, I suggest, the main point where Nym helps to protect the behavior, our behavior in the internet. So on a Nym meetup in Kyiv, we were looking at that Nym traffic looks like WebSocket traffic. And it's the only WebSocket traffic like SSL, but we know that SSL traffic can be decrypted like man in the middle, and WebSocket Nym traffic, I hope it can be. It's not easy to decrypt, and I suggest it's impossible right now. So it's like just an example of how machine learning works in our phones, our network providers, anywhere. Yeah, and it's like scaring me how deep it goes to every device, every software today, and how powerful it is.
Can I have a question?
Yeah.
Like how hard it is for someone to set this, you know, to have a look at my traffic data? Is this something I can also do somehow easily?
I can suggest that if it is possible to classify traffic instantly, it's like antivirus signatures, something like this. I suggest it's possible to make a signature to detect personally your traffic and control where on which device you are active, because it should work the same as I show right now. Okay. For instance, let's look
at the after. This was the before. Well, what about the after?
Yeah. Okay. It's how easy to track later. Yeah, I filtered the Telegram traffic, and I can move to jump to log. I will go to traffic log and can see every session of your Telegram right now. For instance, 1 minute, just need to. Yeah, it's just every communication that can be open, and let's assume that it's your traffic with all your metadata present here. Yeah. So Telegram just can be, for instance, if we can detect that it's your session, we can classify it super fast live. Have I answered your question? It can be possible, yeah. If people have access to your, if they will to follow you, I suggest they find the way how to get your traffic.
Excellent. So basically, any ISP would see if my connection is unprotected, if it's not encrypted, then any ISP would see all of this detail, like this very extensive list of metadata about all of my activity, right?
Do you guys want to hear something crazy, which happened with me recently? It totally relates to here. Yeah. So like I recently got my router, the factory router that my ISP provides for me. It's kind of fudged up or like stopped working, and then 2 guys came to replace my router, and I asked them this question like, hey, how much do you see from my internet traffic, and my metadata? And these are the guys in the blue suits, right? The guys who change the stuff. They were like, oh yeah, we see everything. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, right.
So even like it's not just it's not like kept in a secret vault. These people have like direct access to your internet traffic basically.
Yeah. So exactly. Why RawBox is because the internet is really raw. We need to assume that even if our connections are encrypted, for instance, Telegram is encrypted, but we can classify that it's Telegram, its activity can be controlled, monitored, and so on.
All right, excellent. Does that conclude the demo?
Yeah. Next one, I would like to show how traffic looks, how traffic pattern works. Yeah, for instance,
I was hoping for this part. This is the very exciting part.
Actually, this is OpenSense. It's the platform which is in the is the core of the RawBox right now. We can just check how traffic looks on the 2 seconds pattern. For instance, this traffic right now. I was trying to make the most clear experiment that I could, but to make the experiment clear, I tried to remove all traffic from my laptop to show only active traffic through the firewall. But right now we can see the traffic from remote desktop monitor.
Yeah, because the thing is,
to be able to share my screen, I need to stream my my screen to my laptop to another one laptop.
Exactly.
So, right now you can see almost flat picture of TeamViewer session. What I want to show, you can see the interface. Let's check, for instance, only wide area network interface. It has inputs, what's incoming here, and output. Yeah, and we see that it's strange on the top. On the bottom, we can see the activity that looks like random, but like noise. But they can be assumed as activity of our accelerometer in smartphone. It's like raw data, but from these patterns, it's possible to classify these patterns based on metadata, even if it is encrypted. So what I want to show is firstly how Nym works with Nym Fetch. Before Nym meetup, Yana asked me to investigate how mixed fetch differs from general fetch. It's if I'm not a developer, and I understand that it's a front-end framework or library. Just first fetch works with general internet, with general request. Mixed fetch works with a mixnet. So I run the fetch framework in this Windows is port 5173, and mix fetch is 5174. They look the same. They download cats from their background, from the backend, and yeah, we have almost clear picture, and let's try to see how basic internet, basic request works. I'm pressing get the cats. I get them almost instantly, and on the traffic we can see on the right here is short request, and on the left we receive input. It's a lot of cats. So this means that it can be reproduced. I can reload the page, get cats again, and on the picture I see the same download pattern from the traffic. And on the right you can see my upload stream from my TeamViewer screen, and here we can see the shot around 200 kilobytes request, and we have around 18 megabits input reply with the cat. So it's like live, very reactive. Yeah, and again, how mix fetch works? It works differently. As you know, Nym has delays in the network, and if you press in cats, you don't get cats fast. It takes around maybe 7-8 seconds to get it. And here we can see that we get some cats, but our outgoing traffic become strange, because in a clear condition, when we removing our TeamViewer traffic, we can see the random looking like a wave traffic, both outgoing and incoming, and nothing happens, but we can see the traffic around 1 megabit up to 2 megabit for outgoing and incoming. Even if we get cats again, the traffic pattern doesn't change. We receive cats, but we can't understand where the destination backend server is. Yeah, and we keep working with traffic around 1 megabits, 1.5 megabits, in both for input and for our output from our router. When we reload the page to the default, this traffic stops. Yeah, now we can see the flat. Again, in a clear condition, it's very informative, and I can share my screenshots later, so it's more clear how it works.
So basically, it's real-time metadata fingerprinting that you're showing us, right? With the two versions of cats. Super amazing.
Sure. It's not about cats.
Yeah.
So what I learned here, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the key takeaway is that you can get doxed by cats, right? So if you are watching too many cat images online, then you are going to get identified by the NSA and the FBI. Yeah. Is that the message here?
Message here is that mix fetch changes the traffic, add noise to the request, to the request itself, but not to the cats. I see here. Definitely, if you run your request through the mixnet, it provides more safety, more privacy. It provides more delay, and it can hide your requests to the backend.
Right, excellent.
Yeah, and
super cool.
The last point I want to show is from the traffic capture. If you know, there is a Wireshark. It's a very old software that was aimed to capture the traffic from your network card. Right now, I would like to show some traffic dumps to make the third part of my presentation. If I run this third part of the presentation live, I will lost connection with you because I need to work with 5-hop mixnet, and I will not be able just to show you this live. So I created dumps of traffic. It's a YouTube stream. The first experiment was with basic YouTube stream. For instance, we can take any music. Yeah. We can run the stream. We can run the stream and can show how traffic looks. Usually, basic traffic looks like pulse. It's when
Any chance you can maybe mute the music, because otherwise we may get copyright strikes.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Turn it up, maybe. No, like maybe turn it up.
So what I want to show is that the traffic has pulse. When YouTube buffers the video, it's like pulsing stream. But when we another option of the experiment is when we run our 5-hop mixnet. I will not put the connect because I lost the connection. Traffic changes. Traffic stops being like pulsing, like here. Yeah, it's basic streaming, and on this pattern, I can understand that someone watching something from maybe YouTube stream, maybe Spotify stream, anything. But if you run mixnet, we have different behavior. ClearNet, mixnet, YouTube. So I have recorded the 5-minute data dump from the output of the router, and we can open it in Wireshark. It's dangerous. It's not dangerous, but it's complex software. And we can see how mixnet and how YouTube stream looks in a mixnet. So we can see not spikes, not the peaks of traffic. We can see just randomized pattern that it's hard to understand what's happening. And every packet, I remind that every packet has the same size.
Is there any way to put these two next to each other, because they are so different? So the spiky non-protected graph next to this one, because I think that speaks more than 1,000 words.
This one is capture of ClearNet.
That's really cool. That was a cool idea, Sudo, to show this together. It is really very different. So on the right-hand side, we can see that the exact match for a YouTube video streaming, because your ISP knows that you're pinging the YouTube servers. You can basically tick like a metronome kind of download pattern of stream.
The same way like your smartphone shows the behavior that you are sitting right now or walking. In the same way, it's possible to classify that you are just listening YouTube stream. And it's only the very few data. Every packet has much more data that is super cool for machine learning algorithms. And the more data we have, the more we can, the more precise we can get the information about it.
Amazing job. Super cool experiment.
I can also finish the presentation. I have the same dumps for mix, fetch, and fetch. It's not so clear as on live demo. at the live demo, Wix fetch works more interesting. But if we can check.
But then we're also going to have to interview Sudo. Don't forget that we still have like a topic to go. So I just want to make sure that we can grill him enough on the live.
And last graph, it should be fetch. Yeah, it's fetch. Sorry.
Can you put them on top of each other, so like one above the other, so that we can see the full length of each of them, if it's possible?
Sorry, full length of YouTube streams, or?
No, so if you put the two graphs on top of each other, next to each other, but yeah, and then we can see the full length of both of them.
It's about fetch. This peak is when we receive the cat, but this randomized pattern is our outgoing traffic, and incoming is around 2 megabits of outgoing and incoming traffic. It's not so clear here, but it works good with these graphs.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. So it really works. Yeah.
This is super cool.
So what you can see basically, ladies and gentlemen, just to explain, to spell it out. So up top you see unprotected connection, and then down below you can see traffic going through the mixnet. So what you see up top is basically zero traffic while nothing is happening, and then a spike, right? Every time the client is contacting the server, every time, and I think in this particular instance, a piece of a YouTube video is downloaded, right? The same thing is happening on the graph below, but there is what we call cover traffic, right? The noise, that's very important. That noise is constant, and you see spikes in both directions for the whole duration, and this completely covers up what is actually happening behind that. So that's a really good visual demonstration of something that is otherwise pretty difficult to explain.
Yeah, right.
This is finally those moments when super abstract concepts become live things, you know, with a nice graph for people like me. Like, I love this. Thank you so much.
Exactly. This was absolutely beautiful.
Excellent. So with that said, yeah, the chat is also loving the demo, saying thanks and lots of thumbs up from there too. Overall, super great job. And I really hope to see more of these clever implementations or just demos all across our events. So if anyone has a good idea of how to, you know, do something similar in a different audience, then these are always extremely helpful and the best ways to show what the mixnet does. If you can just show real data, you know, for real people. Yeah. With that said, thanks again, Alexi, for the demo and for answering all the questions. And now it's a great moment in this call because now the table is going to be turned and we're going to be trying to interview Sudo about the first season of the Nym Squad League because
ooh, that's not great. I'm worried about that.
Just a bit of, you know, like backstage info. He wanted to make like a super complex presentation for you guys to present this, but I was instead like, let's just, you know, take it easier and we can just interview you about the first season because there's
he just wants to get back at me because of all the bad things I said about him on these calls. I think that's what's happening.
That's exactly right. And yeah. All right, so let's get into it because we have only like 30 minutes left. So first question.
It's fine to go over by. If you guys can stay over for 15 minutes, then we can do that too.
We try to respect everyone's time, but yeah, we can go a bit over. It's something okay. First question, Sudo. So just for those who may be joining our community calls for the first time, we haven't heard about NSL or Nym Squad League. Could you summarize what NSL is in an elevator pitch, kind of 1 sentence, 2 sentence style?
Okay, let's make it 1 sentence because it's fairly difficult, especially knowing me. Saying something in 1 sentence. Okay, 1 sentence. Can it be a complex sentence with like a comma in between, or?
Yeah.
No? Okay, good. So the Nym Squad League is a framework for anybody to be able to contribute to the vision of Nym, which is bringing privacy to everyone, everywhere. That's the quickest, the most concise way I can put it.
Very, very nice. So I have one more question, Alexi. You can also think about some questions what you want to ask Sudo from the first, you know, season. But what my question would be, kind of, if you can summarize for our audience from your perspective, how was the first season? Was it a great success as you expected? Was it a learning curve still, or how is the Nym Squad League going after the first season?
Look, it's both. There's definitely a learning curve, and there is going to be a learning curve forever, right? Because that's why it is a seasonal program. Every season we look back at the previous season and improve things accordingly. But also, to be completely honest with you guys, it turned out significantly better than I ever expected. So going through all the submissions, especially not only the quantity of them, but more so the quality. So the events that we went to and the reports that I got from those events from our squads and contributors was just like a very the quarterly happy time for me. It was absolutely great. So I would say it's we really hit the ball out of the park with this one.
Yeah. So for me, the squad was about making real world stuff that can be applied to every home. It can scale the mix network. It can scale exit gateway nodes. It can scale Bitcoin network. So for me, I found the meaning of doing my device, and it's like fit for for what I'm doing or what our team is doing. I understand that this device, the people need such device. Yeah, actually, and we need to keep create meetups, keep researching, keep making our stuff like porting device to new platform, making plugins and so on.
Fantastico. Yeah. So guys, someone asking in the chat too. So what the idea was here to just try to interview and grill Sudo. So Alexa, do you want to ask a question to Sudo? How was the Squad League for him, or what was challenging for him, or kind of maybe this is the time when you can relax and lay back and just ask the questions from Sudo.
I can only understand Sudo making his job because privacy really hard. To explain privacy really hard. To give feedback get feedback from people is hard, and Sudo's doing a really hard job. So yeah.
He's not,
nice.
He's not grilling me. You want
I have to grill you alone, man. Okay.
And during squad, I understand that people don't understand the privacy actually, and it's hard to explain them why they need them, or what's the danger in traffic and so on. They don't feel usually, but in such presentation, I'm trying to show how it works, how it's easy, and yeah, maybe this helps them. Not at all. Yeah.
Alrighty. So we only have 8 minutes left, so I still have some questions for you. And by the way, I also do feel that the community is nicely maturing, and we're growing together with all of you. And it's from my takeaway from this first season is that we're really getting like a tight-knit community who's taking care of each other, nurturing the chats and sort of supporting each other in a very nice way. So I'm super happy. And I do want to ask Sudo you this question, that what was the biggest personal challenge this season for you? What was the hardest part of your hard job? As Alexei also outlined that you're having quite a tough job. So what was the biggest challenge for you to manage the first season of Squad League?
I'm not sure. Nothing was particular like this was the hardest thing. One of the challenges that I just recently got some help from you, Hux, and also Jaya. So big thanks for that. Me every time is to communicate in a way like the rules and all of that, which is very simple and people can easily understand and find their way around it. So often I find myself, obviously, I mean, DMs. You can't imagine how many DMs I have with the community. So I'm looking at all of you guys. You know who I'm talking about. I talk a lot to the entire community, And often I see, that the things that I thought were explained well are actually not explained that well. So this is actually one of the things that we want to improve with the next season. I want more eyes than just mine on all of the brand descriptions, all of the task descriptions, all of that stuff, so that it's like nice, concise, and everybody understands, what each task is about. Probably that's my not only with NSL but with anything, that's my biggest difficulty, that I tend to overcomplicate things. So yeah,
we have to pay attention that we have different capabilities, and the less complicated we can talk to each other, the easier it is for all of us to understand the others. All right, next question, Sudo, because people have been asking in the chat by popular demand, what's up with the promotions? Who's getting promoted? Which Nymja is gonna make Shinobis? Where is the list? Give us the list.
Okay. Actually, I can't. I mean, I could share. I already have a list, but I'm not going to share the list. The list is coming out in this report/blog post that I'm writing, so I'm not gonna spoil the fun. Instead, I'm going to answer. Now we have a clearer process of how promotions will work, so I will share that with you guys. Initially we wanted only voting, right? But that's a bit weird, because also there are a few people in the Nym team who have like very direct visibility on how you guys are doing, right? Obviously, every season and all throughout the season, I'm going through all of the contributions. I check all of them. It's my job to evaluate them. It's my job to talk to squads and evaluate their work, and also to give you guys grant agreements and all of that stuff. So obviously, for me, amongst all the community, it really sticks out when someone is doing a lot and understands Nym really well, and maybe is ready to go to the next level. Same is true, of course, with Daniel. All of our Latin American community. Hello, guys. I know a lot of you are watching this. So all of our Latin American community is doing an excellent job, right? I can't even count how many events we had this season, right? With or without Daniel, both in Portuguese-speaking regions and in Spanish-speaking regions, many different countries. So obviously Daniel also has like a really nice broad overview on the Latin American community. So the process is going to be that there are going to be unilateral promotions, which are just proposed by team, right? So that would be Daniel, myself, and not really anybody else. And then the votes are of course still up. So basically, what we're going to be doing is introducing the bring up for promote, or recommend for promotion feature. So in the case of Shinobis can recommend someone to be promoted to Shinobi rank, and Nymjas can recommend someone to be promoted to Nymja rank as well. And then about that, we're going to have a community vote, and that's how promotions will work. I'm not going to share the list. Daniel and I put together a quite extensive list of the many excellent contributors that we had. I'm going to say that a lot of people who were just Nymsters in various very active squads can expect promotions depending on how involved they were, and not going to say anything else. Okay, so the rest is going to be shared later.
The classic soon TM, right?
Exactly, soon TM.
Thank you for the answer, though. Yeah, it's good to hear that we're gonna get that the easier and clearer rules there's gonna be for promotion, the more people will know what to do and for to advance in the rankings. All right, so I have 3 more questions left. Alexi, you can also think about one extra question to Sudo, but I want to still ask the next super important one. Is that could you summarize for us and our audience too that what will be the main change or what's coming, what's up and coming in season 2 that's new and novel and kind of different from season 1? So what we can expect in broader terms.
Yes. Like I said, one of the things, this is going to be a process of iteration. So it's not only this season, but also next seasons. Every season, the task list gets revamped, right? So things are removed, changed, all of that. And with that, this season is going to, or next season is going to be a big revamp. So so as to make things much simpler for you guys. That's one thing. There's also a few things such as this process that I just explained, and some other things related to the Squad League, which are not documented well enough. So The next season will start on the 15th of July. I can't promise to document everything by then because there's quite a bit, but over the season, we're definitely going to make sure that all of the things that you need to know are documented in an easily readable, well-accessible format. And then the other thing, which is a bit more, I will need some external help. I'm the community guy, not the tech guy, but we have this big dev grant under the NSL framework, right? Some good stuff is happening there. Some excellent stuff is happening there. The CRM system, which was created for the delegations program to make it much more scalable and much better. Hi there, Pamphlet, if you're watching, is of course one of those big dev grants that we gave out. But overall, we don't see a lot of applications from you guys for the Builders Grant, the NSL Builders Grant. So I'm going to stick my head together with some people on the team. We're going to look into what kind of inspiration we could muster, and what we could change, and maybe who we could bring on board from who's right now outside, right? Not a Nymja yet. How we could build some cool stuff as part of NSL for the community. Those are, I think, the biggest changes. The other thing is that there's going to be one last thing I'm going to share is that there's going to be a referral program. So we're bringing that to NSL as well. That is launching pretty soon because of course, if you're here, why not bring your friends as well? The big thing in this space about referral programs is that they are very gameable, right? And the bot farmers and all of that stuff in the space. So we're very careful of creating the rules in a way that makes sure that actual real people end up in the community and contributing to the vision of Nym. These are the big things that are changing.
Yeah, super good summary, thank you. And yeah, it's always just to emphasize that this is a journey together with you guys. So help us actively, send us your ideas, how you can shape the program, shape the ideas, shape the processes with us together, either on the forum or either in DM. It's better on the forum because it enables group discussions. But keep up the good work and make NSL as good as it possibly can be. Last question, Sudo, and then maybe like 1-2 minutes. We can go 2 minutes over the hour. So if you had a magic wand and you could ask anything from the community around the Nym Squad League, what would be your magic wand wish from the community? Or,
anything from the community?
Apart from the dev grant stuff, which you already mentioned, so it's not you cannot use that munition twice. But what other big magic wand wish would you have from the community in NSL Season 2?
Okay, if I had a magic wand, I can only say one thing, or can I say two things?
You can say two things. A good magic wand.
Okay, I will say two things. I would wave my magic wand, and I would make sure that abracadabra, there is one very active, very powerful squad in each of the regions that Nym supports. Right now we have a bit of discrepancy or imbalance. We have a ton of amazing squads and contributors in some regions, and then not so much in others. So that would be one thing. If we could have this decentralized little, not necessarily squads. It's not even about necessarily squads. Squads are great, but even if we had a bunch of individual contributors doing a lot in each region, that would be great. And then what's the other thing? I had something in mind. Oh yeah, actually, the other thing would be that I would wave my magic wand and I would make the wild creativity with the task list that we have with the grant list. The wild creativity factor go up from 0.2 to 0.4 in the entire community. I would want to see a ton of covert mission applications. Hey, I want to do this. Hey, I want to do that. I would want to see people's crazy ideas being shoved my way through the available task and grant list, because this is really just a framework to enable you guys to contribute, right? I don't want to put words in your mouth, guys. It's always up to you. For example, I can already share this because it's now public, but the recent idea that someone called Rocio came to me with was an entire Spanish community call, right? So now we will have this same production quality, this same platform also on our YouTube channel, community call in a time that is more suited to our Latin American viewers, and all in Spanish. So this is the kind of thing that really makes me happy. So if I could wave the magic wand, I would want people to reach out to me with such ideas, and I would be super happy to support via NSL.
Okay, so 4 more popcorn questions from the chat. Is there a PO-up for today?
Yes.
Will there be a Nymster award this month?
Nymster award? You mean like Nymster
Star
rewards?
Award. No, Star
Oh
Award.
yeah. There will be, yes. The one last remaining Nym Star Award for season 1 is this month, which will also happen, of course. Yes, I think the vote is already live, or maybe just will be live. I'm not sure. Salazar, please share in the chat what the current status is.
Okay, last question. When season 1 report?
I think when they're asking list, they are asking about the leaderboard. Actually, I would say.
But that's in the same document, no? That's in the same publication.
No, those are two different documents. So for context, guys, there are two like realms of NSL. There's the contributor realm, where people can apply for grants and complete missions and get direct token rewards. And there's the more gamified, I'm still learning about Nym realm, which is the Nymster realm, where you can gather points, and at the end of the season, we take a look at how many points everybody has. We take a look at what kind of prize pool was defined for that season, and then we distribute according to how many points everybody has the tokens accordingly. I think they're asking about this, and the list is already created. The last thing that we're waiting for with Salazar is, of course, the results of the Nymstar vote, because Nymstar also comes with multipliers, which increases scores. So we need to know who the final Nymstars are going to be for this season to be able to create the final leaderboard. So stay tuned for that. In general, though, let me share one more thing with you guys. So basically, we have these NSL seasons. They always last for 1 quarter, but in between each season, there's like a 2-week admin period when I have like my check-ins with the squads. And when we pay out rewards and all of that stuff, and rework the task list and all that good stuff. So the next season will start again on the 15th of July, and right now basically we're in the inter-season period. And now the leaderboard is coming out, the rewards are going to be paid, and also the season report will be coming out shortly. That's the structure of things.
Cool. That's completely one thing in my head, but don't let's not go there. Like these two things, it's kind of the same thing in my head, but it's also okay. Oleksandr, do you have a question for Sudo, or should we just close up with the POAP? Anything around NSL that you want to ask from him for the audience?
Actually, I don't have real questions. We just know our next plans, our tasks. We work not for rewards, we work for privacy more. Yeah.
Nice.
But it will be nice to get rewards also.
Exactly. So it's always good to create value and receive value in return. I think that's how the world works in a normal world. Sudo, thank you for answering all the questions. I think you stood well your ground. You had answers to all my popcorn interrogative style questions. Or
to be honest, I'll be honest, I was expecting a bit, this was a bit too light. I was expecting you to go a bit harder than this, but whatever.
You sounded so stressed out in the morning. I wanted to go easy on you. So like next time when you sound stressed out, I'm just gonna go hard on you. Okay.
Yeah, that's my secret. That's my secret, man. I'm always stressed out.
Nice. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna thank Oleksandr for being here and Sudo for answering my questions, and we're gonna just share the POAP secret phase, I think, in chat, and let us conclude
with a question. With a question. Yes, the secret phrase is coming with a question. There's even a question mark next to it. So here you can see on screen what you need to do. You need to go to the usual nymtech.net/go/POAP address, and then you need to type in the Nym League ? Phrase, and that comes with the question. Maybe leave a comment in the YouTube chat if you're watching this later. Also, maybe drop a like since you're already there to feed the algorithm gods. So the question is, should we rename Nym Squad League to Nym League, or maybe something else? Because the thing is, this is a conversation for later, but the more I think about it, the more I find out that it's or the more I feel like it's a bit confusing, because we say squads, it feels like it's all about squads, but it's not. So the framework is explicitly set up so that you can contribute as a squad or as an individual as well. So maybe this confuses people a little bit, and I just thought maybe we could simplify the name. So if you guys have any thoughts about this, you can also reach out to me in DM.
Maybe let's start the conversation on the forum. I think it's a good convo on the forum to have, no?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Nym Squad
By the
League.
way, Nym League ? Doesn't seem to be working as a POAP secret phase, based on the chat's comment.
You need the question mark.
Yeah, Nym League ? should be the secret phase. Try with the
Yes.
question mark. Let us know if it's not working with the question mark. Otherwise, thank you all for being here with us tonight. I hope you had fun, and I hope it was really nice, just as informative for everyone to see how the mixed traffic works compared to normal clear web traffic. It was amazing demo. Thanks again, Alexi, for showing us this and also for building RawBox. We hope to see more cool stuff from your workshops soon. Yeah. And with that, have a fantastic evening, everyone.
Exactly. I would like to just quickly second that. Big thanks for coming on and showing us this demo, and also can't wait to see also RawBox in action at some point soon.
Yeah, and I would like to say Nym and ecosystem for promoting privacy. It really matters, and it loves company. So cool.
We're here for that. All right, folks.
Exactly.
Have a lovely evening and see you around.